Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 19 of Yakuza Kiwami, and we found a Mezuking card, but that's not all we found. We found Majima. He is at the rank where he's going to start appearing out of manhole covers and also appearing from the roof. He only shows up in a manhole cover in places where there's manhole covers, like for instance, Champions District, and I do believe it is Pink Street where there is a manhole cover. No, wait, Tekkaichi Alley has a manhole cover. Pink Street, he jumps from the roof. And by the way, him jumping from the roof is actually referenced in Yakuza Like a Dragon when you summon his pound mate, because he jumps from the Millennial Tower and pulls all sorts of spicy knives out of nowhere. Literally pulling off the Chidori from Naruto. Well, sort of Chidori from Naruto, but whatever the case. I gotta say, Yakuza Like a Dragon is a decent game. It's a really good game, not too good. I mean, the best one definitely is Zero. But the thing of the matter is, what truly hurt it is pretty much Part-Time Hero. That shit really grinds my gears the wrong way. But whatever the case, you're facing off against Slugger Majima, but then again, whoever jumps out of the sewers varies. It'll be Slugger Majima 1 minute, Mad Dog Shimano the next, or even Thug Majima or Breaker Majima. I haven't seen Breaker Majima just yet. And then there's also the fact that he could show up in a different costume while hiding in the sewers. So bear that in mind when you're facing off against Majima, or when Majima appears literally out of nowhere. He'll also hide in plain sight near garbage bags, because he did that in a part. So again, keep your eyes peeled and try to keep calm, because at least you'll be able to sense him to know where he's coming from. And speak of the devil, Officer Majima. Yeah, I was supposed to face off against this version of Majima after I found him in rank E. Like, he was supposed to be prowling the town. It's almost when I'm done with Majima that he finally shows up. There's a reason for this. He actually has the Mad Dog chokehold for Dragon of Dojima, so that's the reason why we're fighting him. You have to actually beat Officer Majima and then encounter him again. Whether you win or lose in the encounter doesn't matter, but the actual event, you have to win. No, wait, no, you have to defeat him in the street. Never mind, you have to defeat him in the street. But the ones where you have to encounter him... No, wait, no. Actually, you have to encounter him. That's right. I'm trying to get it straight here, folks. You have to encounter, like, Mad Dog Majima, or Breaker Majima, or Officer Majima after you get their events unlocked, and then you'll get the move. And why am I whiffing? How am I whiffing? Man, I got enough of that whiffing bullshit in Street Fighter 6. Come on now. By the way, literally played that shit with one hand. Not guilty of it. I mean, not ashamed of it. Not ashamed at all, because it's Chun-Li. But I digress. And that wasn't from skill alone. Just saying. And what am I doing right now? See, this is all the skills that I've unlocked, and now I only get 50 experience point skills now. Oh, that's gonna suck. Meaning, the only way I'm gonna complete this tree is literally Majima Everywhere, because he does give off a boatload of experience. So, at least we can increase the heat gauge. Yay. And that's the thing. Once you get like a heat gauge increase, That's at maximum. Well, there's not much you can do after that. And also the health gauge and attack gauge too. It's best you max out those three parts, soul, body, and technical, before worrying about maxing out Dragon of Dojima. Because here's the thing, even if you max out Dragon of Dojima, you really can't do that without maxing out technical, soul, and body, because you're gonna end up getting your ass kicked if you're not strong enough to take on Double S Majima. Come on now, he is gonna kick your ass. I ain't gonna lie to you, and it's gonna be brutal. Something like that. And speaking of getting people's asses kicked, I hate to do this, but there goes the stamina spark. Let's go on ahead and put this Majima battle to rest once and for all. This is what I was trying to do, but unfortunately, I whiffed. So this ought to make up for it. And with Majima, or should I say Officer Majima, eating canvas, we are now done with this particular requirement. He'll show up permanently as one of the random encounters, but good news is, at least you get the Mad Dog Chokehold, which, by the way, if you're in dragon form and you have heat and somebody turns their back on you, they're a dead duck. Oh, right. And Nishida will give you information that Majima will actually start playing games, and if you beat him, he will attempt to attack you. Now, the reason we came to this DVD store, there was something in part 12? 13? 13, where you talk to a guy who literally, no, it was part 8, never mind. You talk to a guy that gave you a password to come here to say Housewives in a Bind. The reason you want to get this password, one of the parts for pocket circuit fighting, specifically for taking on the cups, because that's the only way you're going to get all of the parts, is literally here in this hidden weapon store. And this hidden weapon store is where you can easily fix your weapons, buy new weapons, and also you can get some armor to help you out. Some of the armor here is absolute trash. Some of the armor is actually pretty good. But whatever the case, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have to grab some armor, and I think that'll be it. I don't know what this fighter's binding's for, but I guess this will have to work for now. If anything, I can just throw these in the box. And I got a completion point, which is good. And that completion point will be used eventually to try to get Bottomless Stomach. And I want Bottomless Stomach, so that Kiryu can max out all of the restaurants and start gaining experience points. But not only that, get a completion point for each restaurant he maxes out. So whatever the case, we found ourselves another Mezukin card, but there's a reason why we're going to the M store. And that is, we need TP. I know it sounds stupid, but we need TP. Remember that side quest I didn't do in the park about a couple of parts ago? There's a reason for that. You need 6 of these. And funnily enough, aside from saving victims of shakedowns, which is a staple since Yakuza 0, having to get 6 pocket tissues for a guy being stuck in the bathroom stalls is referenced in Part-Time Hero. If there's anything wrong with Like a Dragon, Part-Time Hero is that thing. I know. It's supposed to help you to actually get more money on the side, but most of your social stats is literally locked behind it, which sucks, because you can't really progress throughout the side stories without him. So, we're talking to a guy that happened to be stuck in the bathroom because there's no toilet paper. By the way, fun fact, this is actually a sub-story in Yakuza that doesn't have a time limit. This is the only one that doesn't. And this sub-story actually gets referenced in, well, except for giving the paper toilet. I mean, the paper towel part. The fact of the person who had just went to the bathroom and find out there's no toilet paper, that is referenced in Gintama. And it is done with spectacular hilarity. Gintama was a funny-ass anime. I mean, yeah, it was pretty cool, but it was a funny-ass anime. I love that shit. Especially, my favorite part was literally the fight for the Shonen Jump. That was hilarious. No matter what anybody says, that was funny. Still, you need 6 of them, because the first time you came up to the guy, you need to give him 1. He's going to ask you for 2 after you give him the 1. Then you got to come back and give him 2. 2, and then after you literally help him with his second emergency, he's going to end up getting a nosebleed because he shat himself too hard. Well, after handing him 2 pocket tissues, he's going to ask for 3 to deal with his nosebleed. Seriously, what the hell? But yeah, it is in that order, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, you need 1 towel, 2 paper towels, and 3 pocket tissues, I meant to say, in order for you to complete these Part-Time Hero. And Part-Time Hero, by the way, has 3 of those. Now, we just need to give him 3 more tissues and we're good to go. That's why you need to get 6, so that way you won't be running back and forward to M-Store as the developers intended. At least you'll be able to get that in the M-Store. And by the way, who was in the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This fat son of a bitch was blowing up the bathroom? This fat son of a bitch!
This fat son of a bitch! He's fat!
Seriously, this fat bastard was literally in the bathroom, blowing it up, and also having a nosebleed. Though he is the CEO of a company, he also was literally blowing it up in the bathroom. But whatever the case, he also gives you a Stone of Enduring. And to be blunt, I have yet to use a Stone of Enduring in any of the Yakuza games. The only time that I've ever actually got one-hit killed or KO'd, and that was in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Oh, by the way, there's no Stone of Dragons in Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yeah, no Stone of Endurance at all. That's what I meant to say. Not Stone of a Dragon. What the hell? Whatever the case, I got 30 sub-stories done. And unfortunately for us, we're not done yet. Because, see, this guy is walking up to us trying to pick a fight. Well, there's a reason for that. Even though he's a Yakuza, he's pretty much a ruffian. Well, according to the game. And also, there's 2 of them, including a fat enemy. And oh, right, Majima does interfere in mini matches, and we're at that point. So Majima has appeared. Funny thing is, you actually managed to... Oh God, did not expect that to happen. And oh no! This fat son of a bitch just jumped on me, man. I just got senton. Jeez, that sucks. But as I was saying, if you manage to grab Majima in Brawler or Beast Mode and you manage to successfully use a heat action near the fence, you would break Majima's butt cheeks on those guardrails. Pause. Anyway. Or at least suplex him on the guardrail, one of the two. Whatever the case, Majima is pretty tough, and with those two guys there, it's making the fight a little bit tougher. Oh, and in case you're wondering where I got those plates from, I managed to beat up some guys on the way here. So with that said, we are getting closer and closer to maxing out Majima Everywhere for now. But he is tougher. He is a C-rank version of Majima. So yeah. Damn it. I thought I could actually beat him, but I didn't get a Kiwami fast enough, or should I say climax heat fast enough. Which, by the way, would put him down real quickly. But at least I managed to get an ability that will allow me to punch his lights out while he's mid-combo. And we're doing the best we can here, and he also took away my heat. God damn. And for the record, if I had a heat, those firecrackers is actually a heat action as well, because you shove fireworks down people's mouths, well, in people's mouths, light it, and it pops in their face. No, seriously, that is a heat action. Literal Bugs Bunny bullshit, if you ask me. That shit was funny as fuck back in the day, but when you look at it in hindsight, when you see it once, you've seen it done a million times. Well, whatever the case, I don't have the resist guard like I intended because I'm calm. Because Majima beat the heat out of me. But it's okay. We're getting close to actually ending this. And he is doing more damage to me than intended. It's alright. We've got this. We just need to drop him down on this a little bit more. Or just drop him. Yep. Drop him. And by the way, we almost beat Slugger 10 times. This is the 8th time we ran into Slugger in this playthrough. So yeah. That's for a completion point, not for Majima Everywhere node. But we're getting really close to completing Majima Everywhere. For right now. We just have one more fight. But before we do that, there is a side story that is involved. And that is with this bum right here. Or grimy homeless man. And he is basically wanting to see his son again, and he sees Kiryu and it reminds him of his son. I mean, this one also is a mission where in the original Yakuza, if you didn't actually help out this grimy homeless man after he gets jumped mid part of the story, he ends up succumbing to his injuries in Yakuza 1. Here, at least you have a chance to complete it and also complete other side stories. That's the one thing I will give the Kiwami series. They basically made it to where you'll be able to complete the side stories as quickly as you can. But some of the side stories in the original Yakuza and Yakuza 2 have dire consequences. This is one of them. And speaking of things that are dire, I am in dire need of getting an actual wireless controller. I mean, wired controller, sorry. Instead of a wireless controller with a wired plug-in. But I digress. Because I inadvertently unplugged the damn controller, didn't even know about it until I noticed, oh crap, where's the wire? And I put the plug back in. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to pretend we'll have him. Okay, we have to pretend that we're his son for now. For this sub story. I mean, it is kind of sad considering that his actual son went to war and never came back. But yeah, touching as that is, we're gonna have to go beat up some guys first. It's justified in doing. Because, yeah, it is one of those stories where you have to actually look at the whole story to get the full sense of the context. It sounds funny at first that Kiryu's pretending to be somebody's son, but then you realize how tragic it really is. But yeah, we are in the midst of doing one of the saddest side stories. But for now, I had to beat up some punks just so I could, you know, get the emotion out. But speaking of getting the emotion out, there's one person's emotions we're gonna have to beat down to a pulp, and that is Majima. As a matter of fact, he's right up there. Might as well finish this off for now, so that way we can continue the rest of Yakuza Kiwami. Yeah, this is going to be a long one, folks. I'm not trying to make this a whole year-long thing. But in order to complete some of the side stories in Chapter 4 and 5, you do, most likely Chapter 4, you do need to actually get to Chapter 5 in order to get to another area. And, oh, wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? Yep. It is Breaker Majima. And we didn't get a chance to fight Breaker Majima out in the street, but now we do. For those who are wondering, why am I so hell-bent on looking for Breaker Majima? Here's the thing. Breaker Majima, in case you're wondering, is not only a really tough fight, but also he, how should I put this, is needed for a skill that Dragon of Dojima can learn. You have to actually encounter him in Club Asia, and then afterwards you have to encounter him again in the midst of the town. And if you manage to run into a version of Majima that happened to be Rush, you'll pretty much get the needed skill. But for now, we just need to survive and beat Majima. That's all we need to do. And by the way, if you probably don't remember Breaker from Zero, Breaker Majima got from a bunch of breakdancers, which you could actually earn money from actually stomping the yard. And this is really ironic that I used Breaker a lot in Zero, aside from Mag Dog of Shimano, and I used Breaker, and let's be honest, folks, that was a fun, it actually becomes a really fun skill to use once you complete all of Breaker. And now, in the most ironic twist, you're facing off against Majima with Breaker, and in case his moveset does not give you PTSD for Tekken players everywhere, 2 words, Eddie Gordo. That's all you need to know. And folks, that right there, that climax scene is just ridiculous. Man, I wish I could actually just keep doing that over and over again, but unfortunately that's not the case. He's doing it again. And unfortunately I'm not doing enough because we're at a rank C, Goro, because I do not have enough power to do damage to him. Or I might not have a weapon at all. That might be it. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna finish Goro Majima this time around. damn. And I'm down to calm, but that's okay. Goro's done. He's finished. And with that, that should bring us to rank C finally. And of course, by us getting Majima to rank C, now we don't have to worry about leveling up Majima ever again until Chapter 8. That means Chapter 5 through Chapter 7, get your minigame practice in and get your ducks in a row. Because if you start a minigame, Majima will most likely show up and you'll have to challenge him. That's all that needs to be said. And Nishida will tell you, hey, the boss is done playing with you, you'll have to come back later. And moreover, he'll also warn you about the fact that Majima loves to play games, and if he loses, he's going to come after you and kick your ass. Well, the only time that doesn't happen was with Pocket Circuit Fighting and Mezuking. So you might as well get those out of the way before you even think about pursuing Majima again. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we still got a sub-story to deal with, but for now, I'm going to pick up this Taihei Boulevard. No, that's Taihei Boulevard key, sorry. And I will end this part right here. This is RVman 985. I'll see you all in part 20 as we continue Kiryu's Hood Chronicles. Peace out, and take care.